There's a straightforward system that pretty much anybody can use to find great deals on Rightmove, just like these deals here that are sold on to an investor for a 5k fee, yet hardly anybody uses it. So I'm Harvey, the remote property investor. I've been investing in property since 2009 and I've been deal sourcing since 2015, and a large amount of the deals that I have sourced onto investors and bought for myself have been sat on sites like Rightmove. Yet there's so many people out there that say if a property makes it to Rightmove, it's no longer a deal and it doesn't work. And that's just because they're not using this straightforward system that I'm going to share with you in today's video. I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step system to use. I'll also share with you some great AI tools that you can use to speed up the process and leverage your time. Plus, I'll give you the scripts you need to negotiate these deals and make this happen. And more importantly, I explain with you why most people fail at this. So let's take this cup of nuts. Imagine every single cup in here represents a house. There's 100 nuts in there. So there's 100 properties on the market. So out of all the properties that get sold every year, literally only 10% of these properties get sold off market. So if you only go for the 10% that are sitting off market and don't learn how to operate in this section here, no matter what you do, no matter how good your direct to vendor marketing is, you're going to leave a tremendous amount of opportunity on the table. Look, I'm not saying for 1 second do not do off market stuff. We do some great direct to vendor marketing, but you do need to learn to operate here. But then it doesn't just stop there. Think about it like this: the percentage of people that are truly motivated as well, I don't know the exact statistics on this, is probably maybe like 10% of the people that want to sell. So out of these 10 people and this 10% that's on the market, literally one of them is going to be motivated. And over here, out of the 90, out of every 100 properties get sold, you're going to have around 9 people that are going to be motivated. So just ask yourself the question: where do you feel the bigger opportunity is going to lie? In this pole or in this pole? It is a numbers game. Repetition negates luck. So let's dive straight into Rightmove and let's show you how the steps of what you need to do to be finding great deals off of Rightmove. Let's take this property in Bradford, for example. It is on for £85,000. So this is not exact numbers. This is just a high level view at it. You'd want to go into a bit more detail, but you can analyze these and get a good guesstimate online. I've done this hundreds of times, but from the photos, we can see here that this property needs a new kitchen, new bathroom, decorating. So it's probably around a 20-ish sort of K refurbishment. But the next thing you want to do when you're looking at properties on Rightmove or anywhere is find out what the comparable prices are. And if we look here, we can see one sold for £55,000 in not so great condition like that one. We've got one here for 140, not the same style property. That's probably not the same style property, but we've got here 108, same style property, better condition. We've got 97, similar, better condition. We've got one here for 115. These couple are 85 in poor condition. So I would say done up condition of this property with these comparables here. We've got this 125 one, it's an end terrace. Realistically, we're looking at probably about anything from 105 to maybe 115. So if we copy and paste this and put this into landlord and paste this into here and go with BRRR, what I would do as well is I would go with a cash purchase and we put in the numbers. Is 85k is what they want for it. Obviously they're not budged on it yet. It's been on the market for a little while. 20k refurb, 110k end value and 850 rent. I'm not sure what the rent is in that area. It's not my area. If you do know, put it in the comments below, but that's a guesstimate of where I've been around a lot of deals and a lot of people in my academy selling deals different part of the country. But we press that button and there we go. High level analysis is done instantly. This is what I love about this. 4 numbers in here and you can get a high level analysis instantly. If you want landlord for free, by the way, head over to my Instagram page and DM me the word landlord and I'll send you over a link to download this for free. But instantly it gives us some stuff. We do have to add more data in it, but if I can see instantly this is not a deal, I'm not going to spend tons of time on this. Like I'm not going to spend tons of time viewing properties that just don't stack. I'm going to have a look over here, and if this is a BRRR deal, 28k left in the deal is not great. A 17% return on capital is not really strong enough. You really want this number closer to 10, and you want this number probably 25 plus in the market we're in at the moment. So this is why this deal sat on the market, but majority of deals that come to the market are priced like this day one. Most deals that you look at online, the numbers won't work. And this is not just in property. There's a psychology behind anybody selling something. Most people day one are not motivated. They're not in this section here. It's time that makes motivation. Here's an example of this. I went to sell a car before. I went on Auto Trader. In Auto Trader, it's got an algorithm that tells you roughly what you should advertise that car for compared to what other cars are selling for on the site, the same mileage and the same model. But obviously specify specification of this, like the condition, if this was a house, the condition of the house will dictate how much less you have to sell that for. A lot of people's thinking when they've got a property, they'll think, okay, it needs about 20, 25k spend on it, it's worth about 110. Let's just knock the 25k off what you need to spend on it, and then they're back to that normal market price. But the reality is, most people do not want the effort of dealing with builders. They'd rather just buy a done up property. So you've always got to readjust for that. And in the example of selling this car, I knew my car had a bit of wear and tear. I've got young kids. I don't abuse my car, but I'm not one of these people that wash it every weekend and really it's my pride and joy. It's just a vehicle to me, not being flippant and ungrateful. So with that in mind, the suggested price from Auto Trader I knew was probably a little bit over ambitious. But because I wasn't a motivated seller, I thought, do you know what, let's just stick it on the site. I had a spare car, I didn't need the money any quickly, and I just thought, let's try my luck. 6-8 weeks went past, I didn't even get one phone call, so I lowered the price by £500. Another 6 or 8 weeks went past, so I lowered the price again, another £500. And on the day of me lowering the price, now £1,000 less than our initial price, a trader phoned me up and he was very polite, explained that I'm a trader, I know you want this much money for it, but for us to make it work as a trader, he offered me £500 less, so £1,500 less than the initial price that I had marketed the car for literally about 84 to 112 days earlier. But after that many days of it sitting there, my motivation had shifted. Had this trader phoned me up on day one, offered me £1,500 less, it would have annoyed me and I would have just been like, no, I'm not sending it that. But that many days later, I was all ears to his offer. And the same principle and psychology happens with property, and this is how people are missing a trick. A lot of deals just sit on the market. Also, a lot of deals come back to the market, and the way you get these deals is being front of mind with the agents and constantly building a pipeline and following them up. And what I suggest you do is you want to analyze a good 10-20 deals per week. This is why we coach people in my coaching program to analyze them online first, get prices agreed in principle before going to view these properties. Because the reality is, you probably need to view at least this many properties or analyze this many properties just to get one deal done. So it doesn't make sense to do all these viewings, even if it's local or remote. I've done this remotely. I used to pay for people to do viewings and I just wasted lots of money, because often what would happen was I'd go and do a viewing of say 10 properties. I would then go and put an offer in, say, of £90,000, knowing that my maximum offer is £95,000, just to be told by the agent somebody's already offered £99,000. Why would I go and view a property just to be told that somebody's already offered £4,000 more than I could pay for it? Why don't I find it out beforehand? And by doing so, if I keep an eye on it and their motivation shifts in the future, then I'm in a position to potentially buy it. If you pile in 10 properties per week to your pipeline, after probably around 12 weeks, roughly that motivation, when it starts shifting, there's often maybe 1 or 2 of these properties left for you to actually still negotiate on them, because a large majority of them will sell. This is why it's so important to leverage AI, tech, and these software tools. So Landlord's got loads of AI integrated into it, scraping the net, doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Also, I use Go High Level as a CRM system, as a follow-up system. So as deals come in, we track them and we move these down the pipeline. We've had a second call, we've followed up on them, we've offered on them, and this integrates loads of automation. It's beyond this video here, but we'll explain that on another video another day. And the idea behind it is you plant your seed of expectation of what you want to pay for a property. Lowball offering just annoys people. Here's a prime example of that happening. I had a property where a tenant was sitting in and she said to me, hey, would you sell it to my brother-in-law? I said, I don't particularly sell properties. However, if he offers me a decent price for it, I will maybe consider that. But if he wants to offer a very ridiculously low price, it's just definitely not for sale. She said, okay, no problem, come back. I offered me, I think it was £47,000 or £48,000 for a property that is worth around probably £75,000, £85,000. I said no, because obviously that's ridiculously low. And they come back and said, well, what would you take for it? But the negotiation was off at that stage. It was like, oh, no, it just annoyed me. I was like, no, I don't want to sell it, don't worry. And this is no different from 99 out of 100 people. Most people will just get annoyed at lowball offers. So you need to just plant your expectation using this script, and then just keep that follow up on the CRM and keep front of mind, because when they do, if you keep in touch points, when you do decide to drop, and if you have been polite at the front end, you're the person front of mind ready to pounce on these deals. And the exact script that we use is this. So, hi, I see you 85k for your property, but at the moment I just put some loose numbers together and I think we're going to be about 20-25k refurbishment. At the moment, I can only find comparables at around sort of the 105, 110. And we investors obviously need some sort of reward for investing that money into the refurbishment, the risk it takes and the effort it takes. So if we wanted the property for 110, we'd probably just go and buy one already done up without the effort. So we need some sort of uplifted reward. Have you got any more up-to-date data, maybe on Rightmove Plus that have got more comparables selling for more price? Because if there is, we might be able to come close to the asking price. But at the moment, as it stands, we're probably more closer to 60, maybe mid 60s, might hit early 70s, but yeah, we don't want to make a silly lowball offer like that because it's way off of what they want. We see it sat on the market for a while. So the idea behind that pitch there is you gauge the response of the agent. If the agent goes, no way, you say exactly, that's why we didn't offer that. If the agent comes back and says, hey, yeah, do you know what? Give it a try. It's been sat there for a little while. Like, you never know. Then you give it a try. You put that offer in without offending them. And if they don't say give it a try, which in most cases they don't, by the way, you put it in the pipeline CRM system and you just follow up on it. But also what you have done there is a thing that's called anchoring. You've planted the expectation of what you would pay for it. So when you follow up with the agent, you don't just follow up with that deal every week directly, but you follow up and you'll be phoning up about other deals and say, hey, I see that one's still sat on the market. How are they getting on with it? Are they moving on price point? And then you just keep them front of mind saying that you are still interested in it. They know what you're interested in it for, but you're not offering silly lowball offers. If you do this at a high enough volume over a long enough period of time, like 3, 6, 9, 12 months, 18 months, maybe even 24 months, it starts compounding and deals start coming through. When I was aggressively going at this, it took me probably 14 months to really start seeing the compounding effect and start getting more and more deals. And then agents start sending you deals before they hit the market, and it really snowballs from there. And this is the big thing. This is why most people do not make it in property. It's like, look, imagine if I went to the gym and I just done one bicep curl and I expected to have big guns, or done one sit up and expected to be ripped with a 6-pack. It doesn't happen. The consistency over a long period of time is what gets people results in the gym. But the fundamentals behind getting results in the gym is pretty straightforward. Eat good foods, don't eat too much of it, avoid bad foods and sugary and processed foods, drink plenty of water, sleep well, and exercise every day. Simple, right? But why doesn't most people not be able to stick to this simple routine? Simple and easy are two different things, and most people haven't got the discipline to do these things even if they want these things. And it's the same with property. Most people fail. They expect to phone up one investor, or they expect to phone up one deal and get a deal done, and there they are sitting on the beach drinking champagne with beautiful women bringing them cocktails, fanning them the £50 notes. The reality is, like the gym, you can't tell me if somebody puts in effort in the gym, like I just said, for a year, they wouldn't not lose weight and gain muscle. And the same again, if somebody puts that effort in over a year, they wouldn't not start getting some deals done. Some people, depending on your genetics, like in the gym, will gain more muscle and lose more weight. And some people, like in property, will get more deals and get momentum faster, because everybody's got different skill sets. Some people can negotiate better. Some people have got more appetite to risk. Some people are just a bit more hungry. So it just depends on your levels as well. But everybody will get results if you stick with it. And unfortunately, people don't. If you're one of them people that can stick with it, I promise you, eventually you will have more deals than what you can purchase for yourself. And this is why selling deals at the start at least makes sense, because you monetize the ones that you can't buy for yourself as a deal sourcer. But a big key factor of this, if you want to sell deals that sat on Rightmove, you need to learn how to persuade investors to buy deals that sat on Rightmove. If you want to learn how to do that, make sure you watch this video here.